स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. We saw the Master early in the morning get up and at dawn some of the devotees were up, saw the Master naked as a child pacing up and down the room. This we have discussed sufficiently deep. How the state of mind of the nascent child, newborn child, the infant stages of life, even the early childhood, the child doesn't want to cover, it wants to be free, it wants to be unbound by anything. The same non-judgmental mind we get, the child has non-judgmental mind. It has not labeled anything. And it doesn't give meaning to anything that's happening. A boy is walking, it has not given the meaning a boy is walking. It just looks at around without giving any meaning to this. Just changes are happening. It is just observing without any kind of mind is clean slate, without any. Each thing we acquire in our life, the knowledge of understanding of this world, we start labeling it. We start labeling, this is boy, this is man, this is old man, this is this. And all characteristics. We are superimposing our purity, our divinity with unwanted things of this world. All education, all learning of secular, higher studies, everything becomes a superimposition that my real nature is being covered. Vivekananda says, I wish I forget all that I have studied and learned, all that I have acquired in this world, drop off. So this stage of non-judgmental mind of the child in depth of ignorance, it doesn't know anything. Not knowing, it is expressing its purity and divinity. Similarly, after realization, after knowing God, transcending the nature and going beyond, knowing this world in its reality as God, to know every jiva is a manifestation of God. When this understanding comes, again that veil falls off. All the label that he had put, this is table, this is chair, this is this, that is that, all the label, all education he has got, the I know this, I know that, I know engineering, I know medical, I am a doctor, all these upadhis that were put goes off. All this is divine. I am divine. The same understanding, all this is divine, I am divine. In that knowledge, again the all that is put labeled disappear. How same childhood, innocence, same purity, same divinity starts manifesting, projecting forth. All the labels, all understanding drop away in the awareness of the divine. He sees divine everywhere. Every object is divine. Every being is divine. I am divine. Within, without, the border between the inner and outer goes away. Bodily existence and what was creating the difference, outer and inner, was this bodily existence which I have identified myself. The man's identification with the body is creating inner and outer. When the self-knowledge dawns, when the world he understands to be God alone. This demarcation of inner and outer goes off. Now, where is the body? What can be covered? It feels so much joy. It is seeing the pictures of gods and goddesses which represent. He doesn't see the picture of a god or a goddess. He sees the what is intended there. Suppose I see a picture, some picture. I am thinking of something, a calendar of Divine Mother or a Krishna's picture. Now, suppose I see the one whom I love most, my own colleague or my husband or wife or child or parents, my father, my mother. Mother's picture when I see, I don't see a picture at all. It reminds me of my mother. The whole mother awareness, he remains. The picture was just an indicator, and a thing that was awakening in me, the awareness of mother. Once, similarly, what is intended was my mother and my relationship with it. That awakens. Sri Ramakrishna is not seeing the pictures of gods and goddesses there and bowing down. He is seeing what is intended through that. Through his divine eyes, he is relating it to already cosmic and cosmic existence in which they are projected, they pervade. Anytime, anywhere you want, it is available. Just call, it is there. For example, now I want to know what is tender coconut. I ask a child, do you know a tender coconut? He says, yes, I know. What is a tender coconut? Oh, it's a coconut tree, there is tender coconut. I ask him, at what age does the tree give that tender coconut? He immediately, 1 minute, you sit, I will tell you. You will take out a mobile, that school child, and immediately he searches Google. And then he says, at the age of 8 years old, coconut trees gives the tender coconut. Where did he get? Where was that information? That information was in the Google. He could log in and get that information. Whole picture, the coconut tree growing, at every age, how it blooms, how the flowers come, how the coconut hangs, everything is given there. Now that knowledge is there, actually as if you are seeing there suppose you are able to see another kind of some things come into picture, that the moment you want to know anything, you are able to see that actually. You are able to see a coconut, really a coconut growing into coconut tree, how it would be. Now we are entering into Google and finding out. Somewhere it is there. Like that, suppose I see Krishna picture, that Krishna eternal is pervading the universe. That's just like the knowledge is pervading the Google. And I can download, I can bring it before my eyes, I can understand as I want. I have to just log in and drop it down into my understanding. Like that, when a picture of Krishna, Sri Ramakrishna says, he sees the Krishna eternal, pervading the whole universe. He boasts of Krishna, he says, all are seeing him uttering Krishna and bowing down to the picture. But what Sri Ramakrishna would be seeing? The God coming down in the form of Krishna. Whole world looking at him. And what all play he played. How he remained in this world. How he spread the message of the ancient Vedic truths. All this. How did he establish dharma in the universe? How did he disappear from this world. Whole picture is seeing in that picture. It is linking to the cosmic reality where it is there in eternity. Anytime anybody can understand, enter into that cosmic mind and know everything. Into that he is expressing. When I see a picture of Krishna and just bow down, I have got great respect and attitude. His God understanding is there. And there it is realization. He sees actual, I understand and bow down. I am at the understanding level. I can't even view, the moment I see Krishna's picture, I can't view his whole life, his transcendental aspect, his incarnation, his divine play, his going back into the eternity where he is ever available. I can't see. I can't think also. But I understand a little something. The moment he is God. Just an understanding. He is God. He is loved by many. I too love him. This is some kind of that vague, a reverence, a respect, a bowing down, a prayer I offer and end. But Sri Ramakrishna is not like that. Every song, every word of the song is to kindle him and make him enter into transcendental state of bhava. And he will be actually visualizing God there. Krishna's song is going on, he is getting the vision of Krishna. Rama's song is going on, he is getting the not only awareness, not only the understanding level, but at the realization level, he immediately enters into transcendental state. He enters the beyond time and space into the reality and sees the reality. He is just bowing down, uttering for all others, but he is seeing the real, the reality. Names of various gods and goddesses. His voice was sweet as nectar. His voice was sweet as nectar. What is that sweetness of utterances? His voice was sweet. What does it, this sweetness mean in pertaining to voice? How voice can be sweet? When do we say the voice is sweet? When it endears us and is something, he presents us the reality. I saw when I was brahmachari in the training center in Belur Math, sometimes old sadhus used to be walking. When we go for going to President Maharaj, or they'll be just sitting somewhere, we just go and bow down. And then the way in which they just put their hand on our shoulders, few seconds. We have no time, we cannot stand anywhere, we cannot talk to anyone. We have to run with the whole group going down to the President Maharaj. But that few seconds, he would just drag and make us sit by the side. Old sadhu lived a whole life at the feet of God. And then he doesn't know who am I, what am I. I just go and bow down. He just gives, how are you, my child? One word. There we understand what is that sweetness of voice. It immediately makes my heart melt. He is presenting the reality. He is just what God is, I understand through his behavior, through his talk, that we are eternally one. We were never two. That kind of understanding. Reality is there are no two at all here in this world. When the dissolves my individuality, what makes me, those words which make me forget myself, my identity with this bodily, identity with this small life of mine, birth to death, when I identify with that, when I identify with this body and move about in this world, somebody makes me forget it. And presenting himself, presenting something reality beyond to us, which makes me radiate from within. It releases the peace and joy. When this is released from within, that peace, that sadhu just keeping, go, it is time. That few seconds that I sit makes me whole day. When I go to the prayer hall, I remember those whispers in the ears that, how are you, my child? There's whispering. So is Masters. He is calling on Mother. Each photo is Hanuman's photo. Oh Hanuman, hey Ram, Ram. How he utters, you see. Now he would look at Ganges. Now stop in front of the pictures hanging on the wall. Bow down before them, chanting all the while the holy names in his sweet voice. He chanted Veda, Purana, Tantra, Gita, Gayatri, Bhagavan, Bhakta Bhagavan, Bhagavata Bhakta Bhagavan. When he utters each word, something awakening is there in me. He is calling really those. He is invoking them there. When he says Bhagavata Bhakta Bhagavan, he is uttering that it is making us those things manifest in front of our eyes. He is calling. I remember one incident. We had gone, a few monks and inmates, we had gone to the Krishna Mat. It was noon worship was going on. The Swami in charge, who is on the Paryaya, he will have his bath and come before food to the shrine, go one round, bow down and go. And all the devotees will be warned. Immediately we shrink back and stand just watching. The Krishna temple, there is one huge platform also, quite big platform, on which all of us will rush and stand and see Swamiji walking. He will be in his wet clothes. He has taken bath and he will be just going. Everything, suddenly somebody will be singing, somebody will be talking, something is going on. Everything becomes silent the moment the Swamiji is coming. Then the Swamiji was going, everything was dead silence. All people's gaze was on the Swami. Swami was going round. Some are sitting with closed eyes, even before Swami came. And when Swamiji is going also, they have not opened their eyes. They don't even know. Most of the people, 99% are standing and watching. Someone, one old lady, Krishna, she shouted. Everybody's hair stood on their end. There was horripilation in everybody. Who is this? Calling. In that silence, one voice calling. It was just like calling Krishna. The Yashoda or Devaki calling Krishna. Mother calling the child. Krishna, everybody. The Swamiji who was walking there just stood, turned his face. Who is calling? And there we understand how it invokes the presence of divine, how a new atmosphere is created, how that call of Krishna as an old lady somewhere She is not even aware that Swamiji is going. Why there is silence, she doesn't know. The silence also she has not observed. She is in her own world. Uh, Maybe she was yawning and called Krishna. But everybody's, there was awakening. They felt the presence of Lord and the Bhakta. Bhakta, Bhagavan, Bhagavata. You can see their shining. The Swamiji who was going suddenly stood and just look around. Has Yashoda come here? Is Krishna somewhere hiding? That was the understanding of it. Within that moment, a few seconds, it was intensely awareness of God's presence. Then people started, oh, this old lady calling, everything. But its effect continued for long in every. What the understanding or feeling would have been there in that Swami also, we do not know how long it lasted, in what way it manifested. This is the sweet nectar voice with which they call. Nectar life. That is, it invokes the presence of God. It makes me melt away. I melt. Whatever makes me melt, the words that this voice, that voice is a voice not of the physical voice that we hear, but the spirit behind which is presenting itself as that voice. This is what we see in Sri Ramakrishna here. Referring to Gita, he repeated many times, Tyagi, Tyagi, Tyagi. Now and then he would say, O Mother, thou art verily Brahman. One of the important things Sri Ramakrishna, with which he descended to this world and gave to humanity, is the message of Tyaga, giving up everything for the sake of God, for love of God. All that you possess, your mind, your intellect, all your capacities, all your skills, talents, everything is offered at the feet of God. This is Tyaga, for the welfare of Lord pervading this universe, Lord pervading all beings. God is here in this world as all beings and the world itself. To preserve this nature, to preserve the life, to remove the suffering of people, whatever way you can do, whatever you can do in that field, that you are sacrificing. A child is going, you call the child, my child, what's your name? You are sacrificing that time. Time is being sacrificed there. That endearing words that you spent while going, just think of the people, think of God. A word is given, highest thing what you can give to this world is spiritual wealth. As you move towards God, may drag others also with you. Come, let us sing. Come, let us take the name of God. Come, let us sit and meditate on God. Let us. As many people, you may give food to a hungry person. After 3 hours, he is again bothered by the same hunger, same state of existence. You give him education. The moment he gets that education, his earning begins. The natural tendency is to run after the enjoyments. Many times I used to feel in our own institutions like Chennai, there is an orphanage where about 600, 700 children are studying, orphans are studying. They come without anything. Every bit of the child is taken care. Food, clothing, education, health, his maintenance, his developments, everything is taken care. And then he is made to finish his education. Then many times we make efforts to get a job for him to live in the world before we send him away. Because he is like a child from so many years, from young days, he is with us. We have been taking care of him. And now he has to go to the world and live. And now we get a job also. And then the moment they go out, they were in restricted atmosphere, restricted things, everything was constrained, he was struggling to, his nature comes out now. How much of training we had given, all that go away. The old vasanas possess him, they run after the enjoyments. After a few months, he has started working, he has started earning, and we call him to ask how is he. He doesn't respond to our call. With great difficulties, after repeated calling, after 2 months together, he made response once. Then we ask, how much what are you doing? How much because we have got the job also. He'll be earning 20,000-30,000 rupees a month. We ask him, if you can give 500 rupees a month, we can maintain one more boy, one more orphan we can give education. He says, Swamiji, you don't know what is outside. Whole earning is not sufficient for me alone. Now I have to build up my family. I want to get married. How will I manage if I give 500 rupees? We wonder. Because all money is going towards enjoyment. Did we do any mistake in giving him education and pushing him into the enjoyments? We feel repentance. So nature overpowers and takes them. What was their past lives? We have tried to shape their life as much as possible. But still, the force is so powerful of the trend. The universe, the whole world is moving with some momentum. Whoever sees and moves about, and in the hand is the mobile, which is going to taking them away. Whatever is pushed inside as true and divine is pushed aside by the waves of the world. So, let His will be done. I have done my part. I will offer it to God. Let Him take care of this world. Let Him take care of this new generation. That's all what we can wish. There we see what is meant by Tyaga. A few, of course, do respond. With their contribution, we bring one more. 1 year passes, we take one more boy. Because these were gone. 100 people go, 4 people pay. Our purpose is done. One boy more. That is the thing we can expect. So these 4 or 5 people or 10 people, 10% of our efforts, 10% have changed their life. They are able to do tyaga, sacrifice, with which one more boy comes inside the mutt, ashram, to take advantage of our services. So these 10 people have acquired tyaga. Tyaga. What do you do tyaga? A few minutes to serve others, few rupees to serve others, whatever you earn from, A few minutes you teaching to some boys who cannot afford the tuition. Whatever way you can give, it's a sacrifice. This sacrifice is Tyaga is one of the important things that Sri Ramakrishna gave to this world, where there is whole world is running towards the base enjoyments. The Tyaga, the light of Tyaga is lit by Sri Ramakrishna. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.